Would everyone please rise and pledge the flag? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. May we please have roll call?
Mr. Abdallah?
Here.
Mr. Azar?
Here.
Mrs. Henderson?
Here.
Mrs. Hillebrand? Mrs. Karam?
Here.
Mrs. Kehoe? Mr. Moran? Mr. Robeson?
Here.
Mr. Acker?
Here.
7 present.
Thank you. May we please have a motion to approve the agenda for this evening's meeting?
So moved.
Second.
On the motion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Abdallah?
Yes.
Mr. Azar?
Yes.
Mrs. Henderson?
Yes.
Mrs. Karam?
Yes.
Mrs. Kehoe? Mr. Robeson?
Yes.
Mr. Acker?
Yes.
7-0.
We're going to switch this a little bit and have public comment before the superintendent's report. So if anyone would like to address the board, please come forward. We ask you to limit your comments to about 3 minutes and ask you to identify yourself and where you live. Anyone interested in? Okay.
All right.
Thank you very much. Dr. Schaefer, the floor is yours.
All right. I'm going to be very, yep. I think it's on. Can everybody hear me okay out there? All right. Be pretty brief tonight. On Monday, February 9th at 1 o'clock, there will be a charter reform school hearing at the middle school with Representative Haddock. I will be one of the superintendents speaking at that event. I'm required to submit a written testimony, so I wrote a very short statement that I submitted, and I'm going to read that now because I want to, get that on the record here, make sure the board has kind of like a clear understanding of what I will be emphasizing in that school reform, charter reform hearing. So please bear with me. Much of the charter school reform discussion in Pennsylvania has appropriately focused on tuition rates and fiscal impact. Those conversations are important. However, cost alone is not the right place to start. If we are serious about educational equity and responsible stewardship of public funds, we must begin with a more fundamental question: what outcomes are students achieving, and how does accountability align with those outcomes? Pennsylvania already publishes standardized, comparable data for every school district entity, districts and charter schools alike, through the Future Ready PA Index. These measures include state assessment performance on the PSSA and Keystone exams, student growth, attendance, and graduation rates. These are not local metrics or selective data points. They are the Commonwealth's own accountability measures. Using those same measures, I want to briefly compare outcomes between Commonwealth Charter Academy, one of the largest charter schools in Pennsylvania, and the Abington Heights School District. On state assessments, Abington Heights students demonstrate substantially higher levels of proficiency in both English language arts and mathematics. More importantly, growth matters. Growth tells us whether schools are helping students make progress regardless of where they begin. Using Pennsylvania's growth model, Abington Heights demonstrates growth that meets or exceeds the state standard, while the Commonwealth Charter Academy demonstrates growth that does not meet state benchmarks. Attendance is a critical indicator of student engagement and the opportunity to learn. Abington Heights maintains very high rates of regular attendance. Commonwealth Charter Academy reports lower rates of regular attendance and higher levels of chronic absenteeism. In a cyber charter environment where flexibility is often cited as a benefit, engagement and attendance should be strengths. When they are not, that deserves attention. Graduation rates reflect the long-term impact of educational programs. Abington Heights graduates nearly all of its students within 4 years. Commonwealth Charter Academy's 4-year graduation rate is significantly lower. These are differences that are not marginal. They represent real students and real outcomes. This brings me to the central policy question facing the General Assembly. Why does public funding operate largely independent of student outcomes? Charter schools are granted significant autonomy in staffing, scheduling, instructional delivery, and governance, with the expectation that flexibility will lead to improved results. That autonomy must be matched with clear, consistent, outcomes-based accountability. If a publicly funded school district or charter demonstrates persistently low achievement, below standard growth, attendance challenges, and weak graduation outcomes, then funding, renewal, and expansion decisions should reflect that reality. This is not an argument against charter schools or parental choice. It is an argument for equity, transparency, and consistency. Families deserve clear information. Students deserve schools that deliver measurable success. And taxpayers deserve assurances that the public dollars support effective outcomes. If funding follows students, accountability must follow funding. Thank you for allowing me to share my perspective. So when I present, I do have a slide that will show Abington Heights School District assessment scores, graduation rates, and attendance, as well as Commonwealth Charter. And the data is, unbelievable. I have always been an advocate for public education, and charter schools are public school entities. However, I'm also a supporter of accountability. And in my humble opinion, we shouldn't be pouring dollars into organizations that do not show positive outcomes or any growth towards anything that resembles positive outcomes. So that will be my message to the legislators this year. I found it interesting today that I read a lot about a Senate bill that just passed. It's now going to the House, where the General Assembly is working to pass a ban on cell phones in schools from bell to bell. And in this legislation, they cite a lot of the research that we've talked about, and as a gratuitous plug for screenagers, the adverse outcomes associated with too much screen time. Right? They're passing that, and yet we are not doing anything about the abysmal online charter results. It's just like being on double secret probation for your whole life. So that's what I'll be talking about this year.
Dr. Schaefer, I know we've talked in the past about the state assessments of school districts and coming in and reviewing what we do and so on. And correct me if I'm wrong, the standards for charter schools are not the same as public schools. Is that correct?
Well, relative to the outcomes that I just mentioned, they are those targets, but they have a lot more flexibility into the areas with the staffing and how they deliver in instruction and things like that. So,
So when their scores are low, the state comes calling on us, starts asking a lot of questions.
yet
Do they see that?
they do, and nothing is done. So, I hate to, make parallels to law and policy, but policy is in place for the 5% that can't follow it, not the 90% that do. And we have laws and sanctions in place in our country, so that when something happens, there's something associated with it. So if I speed, I'm going to get fined, and, you know, at some point, hopefully, I realize that's not good, whether it's my insurance or my wallet. Unfortunately, here, they do come in, but nothing happens. And I will be making suggestions like, if you are unable to meet these measures, then maybe you ought to put something in place that says you cannot grow anymore. You cannot take any more students until this happens. Or, you know, you can't use money to buy real estate when you're a cyber charter school. So there are plenty of things, I think, legislatively that they could put into place. But I think we're not focusing on the outcomes. Yes, we should be focusing on the money as it impacts our district, our taxpayers, and everybody. But we need to get back to our purpose. What are we trying to achieve as districts? And if we have districts, charter or otherwise, that aren't doing that, then what are we doing? And just throwing more and more and more money and not getting the results, it just leads to me to believe that, you know, something needs to change that way. That's all I have to say about that.
Anyone else? Thank you very much.
Hey, no problem. All right, so let's go on to the agenda. Okay, at this time, I'd ask the board to consider a motion to approve the personnel report.
So moved.
Second.
On the motion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Abdallah?
Yes.
Mr. Azar?
Yes.
Mrs. Henderson?
Yes.
Mrs. Karam?
Yes.
Mrs. Kehoe? Mr. Robeson?
Yes.
Mr. Acker?
Yes.
7-0.
This next item is the BVA agreement with Chester County Intermediate Unit. We did not approve it last year, so what you'll see on the website is the already executed contract. We couldn't find it, so we missed that, so I apologize. So at this point, I'd ask the board to consider a motion to approve the contract between Abington Heights School District and the Chester County Intermediate Unit for services rendered by the Brandywine Virtual Academy.
So moved.
Second.
On the motion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Abdallah?
Yes.
Mr. Azar?
Yes.
Mrs. Henderson? Mrs. Karam?
Yes.
Mrs. Kehoe? Mr. Robeson?
Yes.
Mr. Acker?
Yes.
7-0.
A bit of background here on this next action item. Last year, we went through the facility grant process, and we're fortunate enough to receive a $775,000 grant, which we are using to replace mechanicals at South Abington Township Elementary this summer. We have approximately 155,000 square feet of roof at the high school that needs repaired. A current quote on that is approximately $3 million. We are working to stage this over 3 years and pursue state grants. In order to do that, the board has to pass a resolution. So this year's school facility improvement grant is for the high school roof. And I intend to do that for the next 2 years as well, so that we don't have to, you know, utilize any of our cap reserve for that. So at this time, I'd ask the board to approve the resolution to apply for the facility grant.
So moved.
Second.
On the motion? Dr. Schaefer, approximately what's the timing from when we apply to when we typically hear?
That's a great question. I'll have to get back to you. Last year, it was quick. The year before, it was slow. So how about that? It's
could
somewhere
be
between
anywhere.
quick and slow, right?
Okay, perfect. That cleared it up for me completely.
Exactly.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Abdallah?
Yes.
Mr. Azar?
Yes.
Mrs. Henderson?
Yes.
Mrs. Karam?
Yes.
Mrs. Kehoe? Mr. Robeson?
Yes.
Mr. Acker?
Yes.
7-0.
The good news is, to answer your question, is this is done through a reimbursement process. So we already know in this first stage, there are certain portions of the roof, approximately 5,000 square feet, that need fixed this summer. So we'll go ahead and we're gonna do that, and if we get the grant, then, we'll go through the reimbursement. If not, we're still gonna continue to pursue, but we know that we need to get these 5,000 square feet settled up this summer. This time I'd ask the board to approve the NEIU general operating budget for 26-27 school year. When I looked over that, there is no increase for us that way. We use their services, so they are value add.
So moved.
Second.
On the motion? Roll call?
Mr. Abdallah?
Yes.
Mr. Azar?
Yes.
Mrs. Henderson?
Yes.
Mrs. Karam?
Yes.
Mrs. Kehoe? Mr. Robeson?
Yes.
Mr. Acker?
Yes.
7-0.
Mr. Acker, at this time, I would ask the board to, and then vote, to nominate a board member to be the representative on the AJRB, the Abington Joint Rec Board.
So do we propose a representative first and then vote, or do we vote
You can throw out a name.
without a name? Let's see. How about Mr. Abdallah?
I'd like to nominate Anthony Abdallah.
Okay. Okay, the floor is still open for nominations. Anybody else wants the job? Nominations are closed. Congratulations, Mr. Abdallah.
Yeah, so at this time, I'd ask the board to consider a motion to nominate Anthony Abdallah as the AJRB representative.
So moved.
Second.
On the motion? We haven't told the Joint Rec Board what's about to happen, have we?
No, it's a surprise. Well, we got a jersey with his name on it coming, right? We'll send him.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Abdallah?
Yes.
I feel like that's the only vote that really matters. Mr. Azar?
Yes.
Mrs. Henderson?
Yes.
Mrs. Karam?
Yes.
Mrs. Kehoe? Mr. Robeson?
Yes.
Mr. Acker?
Yes,
7-0.
congratulations.
There you go. Yeah, the final item, just on a little background, we've spoken with the band boosters. They've been here at almost every meeting, and we've talked about replacing their uniforms that have been here for about 25 years. I presented at the last meeting the annualized cost of that. I did recommend to the board that we do this. I worked with the booster president and the Stanberry Uniforms representative. The quote is now at $75,235. The boosters have committed to $7,500, so we're going to be like a shade under $70,000. I think it's a very worthwhile investment. The boosters are great supporters of our programs. Our students just, do fantastic things in the program, and that pays dividends way beyond the graduation. So at this time, I'd ask the board to approve the Stanberry Uniforms quote for band uniforms.
So moved. Second.
On the motion?
Craziness.
I just want to say one thing, well, two things. So, and we talked about this after the last meeting. I really look at this, a lot of different ways. I look at it, it's a great thing to support, but there's also math that makes a lot of sense here. Like, there's a lot of activities that we invest in our kids to do, right? And they're not profit centers. They don't make money, they lose money, right? So we're taking budget money and spending it. When you look at the amount of revenues that comes in at a high school football game, they're significant, $10,000 to $15,000 a game from the gate, which a lot of people, I've had many people ask me this question in the last 2 weeks. the gate from all of our athletic events don't go to the booster clubs, they don't go to the sports teams. They go to the general fund. They go back to the school district. So having a really big event on, whether it's a Friday night or a Saturday afternoon, and having thousands of people attend and pay admission, that is supporting those programs. Those are actually, especially the band, right? Football is expensive, right? That's probably a profit. When you look at the number of kids that have lots of family that come and watch them, we're not actually investing, in my opinion. Like this is we're going to get a return on that investment. So I just wanted to make sure I said that, mainly because I had so many questions about people, because people have heard about this, like that the money from the football games, where does that go? So people just didn't know that goes back to the school district. The second thing I want to say is that I had a friend that I was walking with last week, and he wants to remain anonymous. But I told him this whole story, and he has a $1,500 donation that I'm going to give to the band boosters. Do with that what you wish. I promised I wouldn't say who it was. It's not me. I will make a donation too, but no, this was a friend of mine. So I just wanted to add those two things. I'm definitely supporting this.
Any other comments? Roll call, please.
Mr. Abdallah?
Yes.
Mr. Azar?
Yes.
Mrs. Henderson?
Yes.
Mrs. Karam?
Yes.
Mrs. Kehoe? Mr. Robeson?
Yes.
Mr. Acker?
Yes.
7-0.
Okay. Is there any unfinished business for the board tonight? Mrs. Henderson. Uh-oh, here we go.
I have a very
Turn the lights down,
brief
too, so we can-
curriculum committee minutes. We met earlier tonight to discuss just a couple things. There is a change to the calendar. Originally, April 7th was supposed to be a makeup day for snow, and April 8th was Professional Development Day. Now that'll be flipped. The Professional Development Day will be April 7th, no school for students, and then the makeup day will be on the 8th. So students will have off until, through the 7th. We talked about our workshop for caregivers. In the past, we've done them monthly. We're currently revamping them just because it was harder based on the survey information that we got back from families, it was hard for families to get to. So we are having one this year, Screenagers. We invite everyone to come. Students are welcome. We encourage all family members. That is at the Waverly Com on February 19th at 6 p.m. Refreshments will be provided. Dr. Koss is going to consult with the admins for some incentives for students. And there will also be resources available for the families at the end of the event. So looking forward to the next school year. Dr. Koss and Dr. Schaefer are going to speak with their administrators to see which events in each building are well attended. And we're going to strategically pair the workshop topics with events that are already being held. We're also looking, maybe we do them geared, maybe one towards elementary, one middle, one high school, perhaps having some information available at curriculum nights, again, when families are already there. Instead of maybe doing them monthly, maybe we do them by marking period or by season. We're also looking at how we can leverage high school students and student-led initiatives that can kind of help enhance the workshops and potentially talk to different community members and different community groups to help improve attendance or have community members come and speak at the events. So, to be continued. That was it.
Thank you very much. Any questions of Mrs. Henderson? Thank you very much for your efforts. Okay, is there any new business for the?
Just a reminder that the IT committee's meeting next week at 6:30. And, yeah, next Wednesday, it'll be here at 6:30. And the agenda is out there on board docs. But the two big things that we're going to focus on is the classroom technology. You know, we put a plan together about 2 years ago based on the cost of things at the time. And so now we're doing a checkpoint to make sure, A, is it the right technology, and B, are the costs what we thought they were. And then also the PA system. We're going to talk about that. And we're going to talk about other things too. I'm sure we're going to talk about AI. But those are the two big ones. So hopefully if you can make it, come join us.
Thank you very much. Okay. Other new or old business for the board? Hearing none, I'd ask for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Thank you very much.